Well, hello there, YouTube. Shockingly, it is 66 and sunny out here. So we thought the rain stopped last night. We were saying the goodbye. No, it never stopped. I think it was, good Lord, I think it finally slowed down around 3 or 4. It's almost 6 o'clock now. But yeah, it's been so sunny. I've been working on trying to set some suspension up. I got another set of those Desert Lizard internal spring shocks. Remember the set I have for the K10? Well, those are 120 millimeter. So I got 100 millimeter for the early Ford Bronco by Axial. And I know the goal is to, put 90 millimeter shocks on there, but with those internal springs, you can control the droop, how it holds the vehicle down. So I've been apart and back together about 100 times on these things today. I finally came up with a combination that I like on it. It's, just like the K10, it's not a everyday trailer kind of a shock. It doesn't have the realism of those amazing Proline big bore shocks that I've had on there for a while now. But for anything more serious, yeah, it definitely completely takes that torque twist out of the frame. When you're going up a hill and you roll on it and it picks the front wheel up, that's just gone. You get the ever so slight hint of it doing it, but it doesn't just twist the whole, contort the whole frame like it was before. And actually, it's not bad for a trailer. I've been out there goofing around for a while, and yeah, I really like the setup. But like I say, I probably won't leave those on there all the time because I do kind of like the realism of riding a scale thing. But if I ever go somewhere and I'm gonna do something more serious, or I want to do something more serious, even just goofing around, it just takes moments to swap them around. But look how this turned out. Whoever in a million years, you can still see the clouds that are just left. It's all around us. We got a nice little break at the moment. That's wonderful. So here they are. Of course, they look just like the ones that were on the K10. These are black bodied instead of the gray body I have on the K10. But man, the amount of dexterity, the way that thing compensates going over stuff. What's weird, I've been sitting here for a little bit trying to figure out why, but I'll just show you here. I get weight. See, I can almost allow the rear shock to top out, but I can't get it to do it on the front. And I'm trying to decide, let's see, look how flexible that is. But I can't get the same lift out of the front. Why? Is that something to do with the panhard bar and the drag link all being in there? I mean, I can force it to have that crazy flexibility. Or did I bleed one of them wrong? It's almost like this one might have some negative, but it's just crystal smooth. Anyway, there they are. There's my little servo winch. It's kind of cool. You can control that with the radio, and it works good. It's got plenty of power. I played around with it a little bit, and but see, even just lifting it sideways, so you can see how it resists. See how it's picking the tires up instead of just a total body roll. And when I go up and down this ramp and that weird crooked thing there, it just stays all 4 wheels on the ground. Unless you goose it like coming up this, and that's at a pretty steep incline, you just get the ever so slight wheel lift up front. But the rear doesn't just swing around very quickly because of the droop. It's trying to keep the body flat. But when you articulate over things, the suspension can, like you see here, just drop down and grab whatever on the other side. So the goal is to keep all the wheels on the ground, but it keeps it low. But the desert lizards don't have as much throw, so bottomed out, that's them bottomed out, but that's not the goal. It's when you're going over stuff that the thing will articulate, which it doesn't seem to be doing on the front very well. And I can't figure out why. More studying, I reckon. Man, I don't know how this happened all of a sudden. One of them swallows are definitely still roaming around in here. Look how dusty I haven't cleaned it, obviously, since last time I was out here driving in the rain. This has got dust all over it, too. I was noticing, like Kelly's car, when I was showing you guys those pins. These are the ones I shortened the pins, because I put those, the plastic ones, they resisted quite a bit coming off. I couldn't figure out why. Well, it wasn't the plastic wheels. Now them pins are short, the wheels fit nice and perfect like they should. There shouldn't be any crazy resistance when you're pulling them off. So watch how the rear suspension articulates going over this. I mean, oh, that was a bad spot. I was trying to hang that wall a little short. But let me spin you around here right quick and come up the ramp. Looks like one of the dogs kind of slightly filled in the pit. Isn't that weird looking? Who knows what's in the minds of those crazy dogs? But like going up this, I got to be fairly careful with it, because it'll frame twist so bad that you really have three wheels on the ground now. But I can kind of force it if I goose it a little bit. See that the front wheel facing us? You can ever so, there we go, get some air out of it. Before, you touch that throttle and it would throw that left rear just sky high, because all the weight would transfer to the rear. Just allow it to do that. And the Desert Eagles controls all that stuff. But like I say, not the best for trailing, because they tend to, when you're just like bombing down a trail, they tend to run a little rougher. That's why I don't leave them on the K10 either. If we're out here goofing around, it's absolutely wonderful. But I'm still wondering why I don't get quite the flex out of the front that I can get out of the rear. You guys gonna, that looks like a miss. That front wheel is gonna fall right in that hole, wouldn't it? Keep them back wheels from falling off. And I notice, like when I go over, like the brick, when it goes over the other side and it lands, it's got more of a thump to it. It doesn't have that quite as much suspension throw on the upshot, you know. So you don't want to jump the thing over things, in other words. It's not going to have the best landing off a jump performance. But that's not the goal when you're setting up true rock crawling suspension. You want that droop. So I got the droop, and at the same time, I still kept the kind of scale look to it, or you can get stuck. There she goes. You feisty little sucker. So I stopped right here as I was goofing around to show you the amount of articulation you can get, even though those springs are set up to avoid it dropping. While driving, it does. It will allow it to twist. Quite sure why I'm not getting the same performance out of the front as I am in the rear. I'll have to do some more ciphering when I get inside, but that's what you want. To do that over obstacles, but not for the whole truck to tip. It reduces that body roll and it keeps it planted. But I'm distinctly not getting that same effect on the front. Why, dear Lord, oh why? It's so weird. The dogs look like they filled some of that in. You'll see when it goes down, it just has more of a bump, bump, a thud, a solid hit to it instead of a soft cushion. It is nice. Let's see what you get one wheel. So I can almost get that. You can see the rear articulating like crazy back there. But I'm decidedly not getting that in the front. Why come? Very strange. See, that's like tip over level there, but the body won't sway. It'll try to keep itself level and let the wheels do all the work, which is exactly what you want to do when you're out there doing some serious rock crawling, you know. I was about to say, oh wait a minute, we might get a little articulation up front here. But still, she doesn't quite have the freedom and the movement of the front. I bet you it's something to do with the Panhard bar and the drag link. They're probably fighting that action happening somehow or another. I don't know. You suspension specialist out there, give me some learning, because I must be missing something here. It almost seems like I had that kind of the same. Look, there's a tip over. But look, she's not going to do it. That's crazy. That's why you create droop in your shocks. Because you can side hill like crazy. With them Pro Lines or the stock suspension on there, yeah, I'd be looking at the scratches on the other side. Pretty cool. You know, these were bought in 21. Both the Himalayans are due for their 2-year brake flush. I did the 650 because it was an older model. So I did that one. Heck, it's dang near about ready to have another one. But yeah, brake fluid. I know this one's new. That one may be close to 2 years since I did it the first time. 2 years, that needs to be done. But there's a brake switch recall that needs to be done on this one and the Road King. The Road King, oddly enough, I did not do that last year like I was supposed to. That's wild. I did the Slim. The iron, she may be, well, I'll have to look. She may be ready to be done again herself. Yeah, I bet you enough time has gone by that iron needs a brake flush as well. Anyway, I was thinking about that. I got an idea with what's going on with the articulation up front. And I'm going to piddle with that, but I was just coming by here and I said, you know, what about brake fluid? How long's it been since I've done brake fluid on these things? It's been a minute. Dang gum. That's going to be a lot of brake fluid. I don't think I have enough of that here to do that. I might. Looking on the shelf, I see I either use Bel-Ray or I'll use the BRP brake fluid. I've used Bel-Ray for so long, it's kind of hard not to use that. You know, you use what you know, and that's always been faithful, and that lasts long. And the BRP stuff, I've used that in BMWs, and you know, when they're due I always check, even though they're in for a flush, I want to see where they're at. And I had a gentleman that had a GS that brake fluid was due on the BMW schedule. It's the first year on a BMW, and then every 2 years after that. But anyway, the brake fluid tested good. DR, you remember that? Let it get bad, and I had to touch up all the master cylinder up here. That was a mess. But those things happen. What about your brake fluid? looking at me like, what you talking about? Maybe a cable lube might be good. That old GT. I'm seeing more and more of those things bombing around in Vancouver. Like, we caught a guy going southbound on I-5 in the Kelso area. He just humming right along as we were going northbound home one night. Is that it? No, wait a minute. He was going northbound. We were going northbound home. And I think he took the Allen Street exit there in Kelso. And there's a couple I see all the time around the Fourth Plane area there at work. One's got that exhaust. I think the one that, well, they all kind of look the same, the aftermarket one, whether it's the one from Royal Enfield or not. But anyway, I got an idea on that suspension deal. Let me tinker with that right quick. We'll get back out there. So I was pondering that. I did make a suspension linkage adjustment because of those big bore shocks were hitting the panhard bar mount on the axle. So I put that back to stock. Look at that. She just flexes just like the rear now. Just that easy peasy. How about that? But then again, together, it's just like it's supposed to be. See, it resists. There's springs trying to pull that thing back. It's me forcing the body. Well, it's kind of hard to do it with something else in my hand. But if you get the car on a slope, the suspension, it's resisting moving out, which would allow the body to roll. You got springs working the opposite direction in there. That's some pretty cool stuff. And man, I just took a loop through here and going over my little weird little things where I can see what everything's doing. And yeah, world of difference. Just a couple of turns. That's nuts. I need to remember to go back when I put the Pro lines on though. Well, hello there, YouTube. Man. Sure as well, it's kind of getting all cloudy again now, but there was a spell there. That was really nice.
Yeah.
Got up to 66 degrees. That's motorcycle riding weather.
Much better than the rain this morning.
Oh, man, I'm here to tell you.
It started last night and never stopped.
So, again, today was supposed to be one of those no rain days, and it was decidedly rainy. Well, you're going to get those.
Mm-hmm.
It's still springtime, you know. Yeah, I know we need it now. It's going to make the lawn turn into a jungle again.
I know it.
I can already see where it jumped overnight.
Yep, little sections.
Probably really has. But anyway, nice little chill day. Mom and I hanging around with the dogs and tinkering with our little hobby stuff, just relaxing.
Just chilling.
Yeah, one of those personal days. Yes. We have a lot of those, though.
I like those.
I enjoy them immensely. But anyway, I reckon on that, we're going to roll out on you.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and you guys have an amazing Sunday or Monday.
Heck yeah. All right.
See you in the morning.
We'll see you then. Thanks for watching now. Bye-bye.